Hello, and welcome yet again to another episode of The Swarm. It is Wednesday morning, so that means we are talking pro sports. And believe me, I have a lot to say about how pro sports went this weekend. But until we get there, CJ, first and foremost, how we doing today, my friend? How are you?
My baseball team just got swept, and I'm somehow doing a lot better than you. So.
Oh, is it? Because my baseball team just swept our rival, and I want to kill them all. But we'll get there. Let me tell you. I messaged CJ within an hour of when it happened. We record this on a Monday afternoon. Okay, this is recording on a Monday afternoon, United States time.
Right.
Okay. I messaged CJ yesterday, and I was like, tomorrow it's just about the whole show could be about Rafael Devers. If you
my voice is gonna take a break today. I'm gonna get about 15 words.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
I'm gonna have no voice before Raw even starts with the watch along tonight with Josh. I don't even know. But we're gonna let's do our round. Let's do our round of sports, because there were other things that happened this weekend. We're still in the midst of the Stanley Cup Finals. Tremendous. Just again, tremendous.
Our boy, favorite to win the MVP as of right now.
Yeah, and I'm gonna, even though I kind of want Edmonton to win, because I
can't root against them though.
Yeah, and like it's hard because especially as a Bruins guy,
right?
Florida's been our nemesis for the last like 3 or 4 years.
They're on Miami Heat. It's these Florida, Southern Florida teams.
Yeah, they've been our nemesis.
Yeah.
They won last year. We have the repeat final. It kind of felt like this was McDavid's time.
Right.
But Marchand, especially, all playoffs really, but especially in this, he might be having the best playoff series he's ever had.
This is why,
and that's including the great ones he's had with the Bruins, because he was was unbelievable for us.
This is why you traded for him if you're Florida.
Holy shit, man. He has been unbelievable. And it's the only reason I'm rooting for Florida. And I feel kind of dirty about it because I don't want to root for Florida. I'm pulling for Edmonton in general, but I can't root against Brad Marchand. I can't.
No, I can't find
himself a fuck ton of money.
At his age, too, he's going to get a fat 2 or 3 year deal from somebody.
There is going to be a team that has, everybody's watching. It's the Stanley Cup Finals. There's going to be a team that has seen how he has performed here, and they're going to give him too much money. And I say that with absolute admiration and love for Brad.
You want to know something absolutely disgusting? Couldn't you feel, especially you think he's going to be the last piece to your puzzle, right? You're not going to be a rebuilding team and sign him.
No.
You know who could use someone like that? Toronto.
Yeah. He would never.
And I would.
I don't think he would.
I couldn't root for him at that rate. If he goes there, I'm not.
I honestly think, from what I know of him being a the player that he was and who he was for that long, I think Toronto is one of the few teams that I don't think he would even consider.
He would be like a weirdly perfect fit there, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's on the team right now that he's the best fit for. I think he just fits that team because they're a bunch of rats.
Yeah, and he's
they're a bunch of fucking sleazy rats. They're great players.
Oh, yeah.
But they're a bunch of sleazy fucking rats, and they're tough, and they're dirty, and they're grimy, and that's exactly who he is as a player.
He's a hell of a player.
Oh, and now instead of having to be, in Boston, even with Pasternak and McAvoy and, our goalie who thought he was shit, like he thought he was king shit, and then he sucks.
Garbage. One of the worst.
Yeah, you want to talk about somebody that needs to have a year? That motherfucker needs to have a year between those pipes next year, because fuck that guy. That's another story.
He held out like he was prime Patrick Law.
And he's using verbiage like, I know that I got to set the mark. I got to set the mark for the. What have you done?
He had, 2 good months?
What have you done? You won 1 playoff series, never was a full-time goalie, shared the goal with a Vezina winner, by the way. He won the Vezina, not you. The other guy did.
And he just had a hell of a season with the Senators, too.
Sure did. Yeah. We traded the wrong guy.
Sure did.
You got this clown. Oh, I deserve this. And then we cave in and we give it to him, and he sucked.
And then our
all
GM gets
year.
a 2-year extension for doing that, so that was good.
Fucking bullshit. See, I'm already in this vibe now, right?
Yeah,
people see this and they go, hey, he's like this all the time. No, today's extra.
Oh, it's a special day. It is special.
Because today's special because for the second time in less than a decade, my baseball team traded the face of the fucking franchise for a bag of dicks.
Well, not a decade, less than 5 years, technically. It's less than 5 years to the day.
Yeah. For a bag of dicks.
I would say small dicks, too, not even nice ones.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Let's just get into it.
All right, fuck it. Yeah, there's other things that happen, but who gives a shit?
Game 5 of the finals is tonight when we're recording, so that would already happen. Great game for the Pacers.
Oh, my God, tremendous. Yeah, the Pacers blew it. I think, listen, if the Pacers win that game, series is over.
We have looked about as dumb as you can with every take we've had about this series so far, but I think we can both agree that might be finally
I think the Thunder's going to take hold.
Where the Thunder take the next two, and then we see you later.
Yes.
But,
yes.
Great game. Every game has been great besides game 2, though.
Could I see it going 7, though? Absolutely. The way the series is going, I could see Indy winning tonight, maybe, and it's like, what the fuck is going on here?
Nothing has made sense in this series.
No, but it felt like
something
to me.
Else.
Go
ahead.
No.
I was just gonna let you know something else that doesn't make sense is sweeping the best team in baseball and then trading your best player. But who am I to say that? My team just signed their best player to a 14-year contract. So.
Oh yeah. Well, oddly enough, my team signed the guy they traded yesterday to one of those a fucking year and a half ago.
I guess it doesn't really matter, though. We might do the same thing.
Holy shit! And I don't know how far back you want to go. Because this stems, if you want my opinion, this can be traced all the way back to the Mookie Betts trade, which was reprehensible.
And you got a worse return for that than this one.
Did we? Because it's pretty on fucking par.
Well, at least you know that one's garbage. You think this one's garbage. You don't technically know it yet.
Oh, we know. Jordan Hicks has a 6.8 ERA. Go fuck yourself.
Kyle Harrison was a 27th ranked prospect last year.
Oh, he was. And guess what? He immediately optioned to Worcester. Immediate. Fair fuck off. And then you got two guys who are like in diapers. They barely played baseball.
And one of them who's he was their first round. Yeah, he was their first round pick this year, and he's batting .236 in
Sure he is.
Single A baseball.
Yeah, because it wasn't about the return.
No, it was not.
It was a salary dump because my cheap fuck owner wanted to get out of the contract because they never wanted to give Devers a contract like that because they think that we're the Pittsburgh fucking Pirates.
And then your GM hates this guy because he refuses to play first base.
Yeah.
He is the reason that this whole thing fucked up. So
correct. Do you know why we are? Do you know why we are here? We're not here because Rafael Devers all of a sudden showed up in spring training and he was an asshole. And I will speak objectively. Mm-hmm. Could Rafael Devers handled himself better?
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, he should have. He absolutely should have. He was immature. I understand completely about him being pissed.
Right.
And I have no problem with him voicing his concerns. I have no problem with him vocally taking some digs. I got no problem with it. But at some point, you need to be a good teammate and do what the fuck the team needs you to do.
Absolutely.
Okay? So the way that you carried yourself and you carried on with this, whatever. I'm not saying that was right. I'm not saying that Devers was an angel here.
Mm-hmm.
But the dude is in year 2 of a 10-year contract. If you take the first weekend out of this season where he went 0 for 20 with
28
18 strike, whatever it was, ridiculous. If you take that out, he's literally the second best hitter in baseball behind Shohei Ohtani. Literally.
You just trade that, though. It's not very good. He could have been first, Should be first.
And,
good enough.
It is just, and the whole reason we are here is because of upper management and the fact that they could not communicate properly and they lied to him all offseason because everyone knew that the Red Sox were interested in signing Alex Bregman, and Devers reached out to the Red Sox in the offseason and said, hey, what's the deal? And they said, oh, you don't worry about it. You're fine. If we get him, he's going to play second base. You're fine. You're our third baseman. Don't worry about it. So Devers knew what was
We
going
all
on.
knew.
We all knew
Yep.
what was going on. They end up signing Bregman late, and they get to spring training, and Bregman doesn't even sniff even taking ground balls at second base. Not even, nope. Third base with Devers side by side to start camp. And Devers knows, and he's like, and then they go to Devers, and they say, hey, he's better than you in the field, so you're going to DH. And Devers goes,
burn your glove. Just throw it away.
Yeah. And Devers goes, no, I'm not. No, I'm the third baseman. I'm not doing that. You signed me to a big contract. Like, I'm the franchise player. Like, no, I'm playing third base. And they go, yeah, no, you're not. No, you're not. He's better defensively, so you're going to DH. So he gets pouty, and he's being a brat about it for a week. But then he says, fine, whatever. I'll DH. Starts horrendously in that first 3 or 4 games, but then he just tears the cover off the ball.
Yeah.
Like, looking better than he's ever looked at the plate. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
So then, obviously, something you can't plan for. Tristan Casas blows out his knee. Gone. See you later. Out for the year. So now, after they told Rafael Devers, put your glove away. You don't have to worry about it. Put your glove away. You're just going to hit, man. You're just going to hit. They go to him, and they go, and Breslow at this time goes, he doesn't even have Cora. He goes, no, I'm going to tell him.
Yeah.
You stay out of this one because the spring training one didn't go good. So you stay out of this one. I'm gonna go talk to him. So Breslow goes, and he goes, hey, Rafi, we'd like you to start taking reps at first base. And he goes, no. You told me, get rid of my glove. I'm good. I'm just hitting. I didn't want to do that, but I did. Now you want me to go over there? No. And I am with Devers on this.
I'm against Devers kind of on the DH thing, and then I'm with him.
He
on
shouldn't
this
have been
one.
a brat. He shouldn't have been a brat. He should have just went it's okay to be not agreeable. It's okay to not agree.
Right.
But you just got to do it. Yeah. This one, though, I'm 1,000% with Devers.
I agree with that. I agree with you.
So he says no. And then at one point when they're in Kansas City, John Henry, who you don't see ever because he does not give one single fuck about this team. Clearly,
I have him coming up when you're done here.
He flies to Kansas City to meet with Devers, and I'm pretty sure the gist of the conversation was, we pay you $31 million a year. You do whatever the fuck we say.
Yeah.
And I think Devers said, fuck you.
Probably. That's exclusive audio from what actually happened.
Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't in the room. But I bet you in some form, Devers was like, kiss my ass. Mm-hmm. No. So then Henry leaves, and then apparently Devers wasn't returning Henry had reached out to Devers a few times via text message and things like that, and Devers was not communicating, not return, whatever. Then publicly, Devers goes and shits on Breslow, doesn't even call him by name, refers to him as the GM.
Yeah. The GM should do his job.
The GM should do his job. It's not my problem. We had no plan for first base. I mean, what do you want me to do? I don't play first base, which he's right. He doesn't. And again, I understand everyone just assumes first base is easy. It takes time. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was a third baseman. He's turned into a very good first baseman, but he wasn't great right away. It takes time.
Boy, was he not.
Yes. He turned himself in. Kevin Youkilis, another one, was a third baseman, went to first base. His first season, he was all right. And then he turned into a perennial Gold Glover. You got to get used to it. So that happens. And then you still hear that Devers is kind of unhappy, but whatever. And then we have this week. We take 2 out of 3 unexpectedly from the Yankees last weekend in the Bronx. And it's like, all right, yeah, whatever. We're not going to make the playoffs. We're under 500. It's just not, the team just looks awful. They're good, then they're bad, whatever. We take 2 out of 3 from the Rays, who are, I think, now tied or right behind your team for second. Yep. They're around the top, 4 or 5 games out of the division. Then the Yankees come to town. Oh, well, no, even before that.
Live on this show, on this recording.
Yes, last Monday when we were recording this, they call up Roman Anthony.
Yep.
So now Roman Anthony is up. So Myers up. Christian Campbell's up. Roman Anthony's up. The future is here. John Cena, the future is now, CJ.
It is.
We got the 3 young kids that you've been telling us about for 2 years. Devers, We're good, man. Let's go.
Yep.
We're
And
fucking
you just
riding
won
it.
5 out of your last 7.
We take 2 out of 3 from the Rays, and then the Yankees come to town, and we sweep them. Sweep the Yankees, and when that game ended yesterday, we were in a playoff spot. We have a wild card spot right now. The season ended today. We are playing in a wild card game. And then less than 2 hours after that game, which Rafael Devers hit a home run in that game yesterday
Real quick,
to give us a 2-run lead.
Before you get into what happened after the game, something else happened over the weekend that has to do not directly with your club, but John Henry. What would you say is his most...
in Liverpool. You can talk about this because I think it has something exactly to fucking do with
Liverpool broke their club. By the way, if you don't watch football, I call it, but soccer. They are probably the second or third most prestigious club in England. They just won the Premier League, which is like they basically won the Super Bowl, I guess, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
They just broke so they're a big club. So my point is, this is not a small feat. They broke their transfer record, which means they purchased a player named Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen in Germany for over $150 million. Yeah.
Wow.
The group that owns the Red Sox owns Liverpool as well, which may have to do something here with shaving $300 million off the books.
Crazy how that happens, huh? Nuts.
2 days later.
So then, CJ, that Fenway, the vibe at Fenway all weekend was the best it's been in a few years.
Too. Unbelievable.
Beautiful weather. We swept. The Yankees are in town. Saturday night primetime game. Sunday afternoon. Father's Day. Mm-hmm. We sweep them. The pitchers pitch great. Timely hitting. We won 2 of the game. Like out of in this stretch, we're winning 1 and 2 run games, which we have lost and blown all fucking year.
And you beat Max Fried, who's probably second in the Cy Young for the American League right now. Yeah.
So vibes are high, man. We're like, oh shit, we just swept the Yankees. We're in a playoff spot. This is it, man. We're gonna take off, and we are good to go. And then less than 2 hours after the game,
out of literally fucking nowhere.
Literally out of nowhere.
There was not even rumblings like, oh, something's bubbling. Devers gonna get on the plane, or there's people yelling back.
No, they had to take him off the plane.
They took him off the plane. Yeah,
they had to go get him
and
take him off the plane.
Not a private. They didn't have anybody at Fenway that could have gone and picked him up. At the airport.
You fucking kidding me?
That's insane. Yeah.
That news breaks that the Red Sox have traded Rafael Devers to the San Francisco Giants.
It's so crazy.
And I'm sitting here going, what? And I leave this room and I like just walk around the house. I'm like, what? And I'm just like on Twitter. I'm on whatever. I text my mother.
At first, you don't think it's real.
And I go, Red Sox just traded Devers. And she goes, no, they didn't. And I go, yeah. I was watching the game with her. Yeah, like I watched it with her yesterday. We had a dinner at my sister's, who, shout out to my sister, had her second child this morning.
Oh, shout out
God bless. So I'm uncle
baby
times
healthy?
2 now.
She's healthy?
Baby healthy. She healthy. Good to go. Good to
Beautiful.
go. So shout out to her. Hero. But fucking A, bro. So then that happens. And I'm sitting here going, what? And then in my brain, I'm like, well, here we go again. This is Mookie Betts 2.0.
Well, I don't know if you went through this, but it was just a report of the trade for like a good 20 minutes. Nothing about what happened, like who you got. But you can kind of convince. It sucks you trade Devers, but you're like, okay, maybe the relationship was too awful. Oh, maybe we got Logan Webb. We got an ace we can put with Garrett Cole. Oh my God, Garrett Crochet.
Yeah. Or we got like one of their top 3, Bryce Elder, or any of their top fucking prospects.
Yeah, but
we got a fucking bag of dicks.
They did not get those players.
A bag of dicks.
And the best part is about 45 minutes after the trade happened, the Giants were playing on Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN against the Dodgers.
We play the Giants in 5 days.
And they play the Giants again this weekend. But the Giants players were mic'd up on ESPN, and ESPN's asking them while they're on the field playing in a game, and they're like, oh yeah, we love it. And then, did you see the Kershaw thing?
No.
They mic'd up Clayton Kershaw, who's in the dugout. He wasn't pitching yesterday for the Dodgers. They asked him, like, how do you feel now? You have one of the best bats in the league in your division. Like, does that change things for you guys? And he literally said, I don't know what the hell they're doing. He said Devers is a top 10 bat in the league at worst. And this is one of the best pitchers of the last 20 years, by the way.
Yeah.
he literally said like I don't know what the hell the Red Sox were thinking letting him go for. He's like no, if he's like I like Kyle Harrison was like the prize guy in the trade from the Giants who was supposed to pitch yesterday I believe, but Kershaw's like he has some promise, but he's like I legitimately don't even know the other people in the trade. Clayton Kershaw saying that.
And all this was a salary dump.
100%.
That's all this was.
And Breslow saying, "Get the fuck off my team. I don't like you."
Yeah, that's all this was. This was a way.
Ego and money.
Yeah, this was a way for Craig Breslow to save John Henry money. And that's all this was.
Which saves his job at least for another year.
Yeah, because once they found a team, which I think the Giants probably losing to, because the Giants have started tremendous this year.
Yeah, and 1 game back, I think.
Yeah, and them losing 2 out of 3 to the Dodgers, I think they were like, we got to do something. We got to get over the edge here. You know, they haven't had they haven't had a guy hit 30 home runs since Barry Bonds.
I believe that.
The Giants, not
and they've won multiple World Series since then too.
Yes, 3 actually.
Yeah.
But like are you shitting me? Not since Barry Bonds retired in like 2006 or 7.
Oh yeah, it's been like
it's not
years almost,
they haven't had a guy hit 30. Crazy.
And they're another team.
They tried to get Aaron Judge a couple years ago.
They're similar to my Blue Jays, where like we were in the finalists for Soto, in the finalists for Ohtani. They're in the finalists for Judge, for Ohtani. So they wanted these guys clearly. So this was just a matter of time.
So in their brain, they were probably like, "Well, we're gonna pay 10 years.
Right.
We're gonna pay 10 years and $400 million. So why don't we just trade for a guy?
And he doesn't have to choose us. We can just grab him.
Yep. He's got 8.5 more years on the contract
at a reasonable price for nowadays as well.
I was gonna say. Compared to some of the contracts we're seeing now, $31.5 million. Now, again, if he's only a DH, probably not. It's probably a little bit overvalued. But he's already come out. Of course, he has. By the way, he's already come out and said, "I'll play anywhere, including first base."
And I'm willing to bet 6 months salary. He is starting at first base on Friday night when they play the Red Sox.
He should be. And he's gonna hit like 3 fucking bombs. He's gonna fucking bend us over this weekend, and I'm gonna be rooting for him so fucking hard.
And you just know in the first inning, whoever's playing like shortstop, I guess is Adames for the Giants. He's gonna make a bad throw, and Devers just gonna scoop it like nothing, like a Gold Glover.
So disgusted.
But you're gonna be like happy as well, kind of.
Yeah, and that's all this is. And I don't, because I know how Red Sox fans are, and so tonight, just so we know, on Monday night at 8 p.m., they're doing it because and they just so happened to trade him. Right as the team was getting on a plane to go out in West Coast for the longest road trip of the year.
Yeah.
A week and a half, they don't have to be in Boston, don't have to be in front of the local media. So they fucking make this trade and then like a bunch of pussies fly across the country. And they're going to have a fucking Zoom press conference tonight at 8 o'clock, and they are going to lie their asses up. To it. We had a bad attitude. We think that this is. If I hear this gives us flexibility,
you're gonna hear that
I'm
word maybe 15
fucking
times.
Punch someone in the face.
I am not gonna.
This gives us roster flexibility, and now we can
financial
go fuck yourself.
It's gonna set us up for the future. Who says this frees up money so we can be aggressive at the deadline?
This frees up money that's gonna stay in John Henry's bank account.
Yep.
We are one of the portfolio. He doesn't give a shit.
Do you think John Henry knows these 4 players they just traded for?
No, he did. Once it didn't matter. Once they saw, the Giants are going to pay the whole contract. Yeah. Whatever.
Trade him for.
If they could have got nobody back, they would have. They just would have gave them to him.
Not to pay anybody.
Cheap fucks.
Well, they're spending $150 million on a football or soccer player.
Disgusting. And even the whole other side of it. If you're Roman Anthony.
Yeah, this is a great point.
If you're Roman Anthony right now, can you hear me? All right. If you're Roman Anthony right now, and you just see, you already know what happened with Mookie 5 years ago.
Xander as well, by the way.
Xander was
a little different, but it's still though. It's a homegrown guy.
Actually, they look good in that one though, because he was not worth that contract.
No, it didn't end up being. But at the time, people were pissed about it.
No, yeah. But I think they were more pissed because it was on top of Mookie.
No, I agree. Yeah. That's why they
signed Devers.
Exactly.
They didn't want to sign Devers.
There would have been people burning Fenway down if they didn't sign Devers.
Well, guess what? You know what people should be doing right
now?
Obviously not.
Not literally.
Don't literally go burn Fenway down, you psychopaths. But like, listen, the only way, because they don't give a fuck.
They don't.
Because guess what? If you still go to the games and you boo or you bring signs that say sell the team,
City Boston is, so
of course,
still go.
Guess what? At the end of the day, you bought a ticket, and that's all they fucking care about.
And you're probably gonna buy a drink and everything else there as well.
1,000%. You're gonna get a beer. You're gonna get a hot dog. You're gonna get the only way that we are ever gonna truly get to these guys is if we don't go to the fucking games and we don't watch the games. But I just think we're at a level where it's just not gonna not gonna happen.
There's a reason this group, and I guess for one thing they're very good at are being a businessman, which we don't give a fuck about, but they do. John Henry is not going to ever own like the fucking Arizona Diamondbacks where 7 people go to the games, even when they went to the World Series, was it 2 or 3 years ago? There's a reason. He knows he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Boston's still going to show up to the games.
And even if they don't, the opposing teams, people are going to show. It's Fenway Park.
Exactly.
It's a historic state.
People go there. Just a lot of people tour baseball stadiums. If they go, they don't give a fuck. It could be It could be the Blue Jays versus the Padres playing at Fenway. They'll still go to the game because
last year, the whole last basically month and a half to 2 months of the stadium, the stadium was selling out every game, but it was all the opposite fans.
Teams. Yep, I remember that.
It was embarrassing. But at the end of the day, they have a sold out
stadium.
Don't care. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
they do not care at all. And this all goes back to the Mookie Betts trade because you had the generational guy, and Mookie Betts is as much as I love Devers, Mookie Betts is a far superior player to Rafael Devers. He's an all-around 5-tool
MVP
player. Won an MVP in Boston, won a World Series in Boston. He had the stones to play here. The city fucking loved him.
Plays every position, literally.
Literally. Can play anywhere you need him to. Which is exactly why you got rid of Devers, you fucking morons. You had the guy, you pieces of shit. And you traded him because you didn't want to spend $300 million because you're cheap. And then you didn't sign Xander Bogaerts, even though now in hindsight, correct decision. But you didn't sign Xander Bogaerts because you were cheap.
And Xander was probably the best leader out of the 3. He's a great locker room, but dugout guy.
And then you signed Devers because you know if you don't, they're going to kill you. Like their pitchforks are out and they're going to fucking murder you. So you signed Devers because he's clearly the best guy. He rakes, but you never wanted to sign him, and you didn't have to if you just would have signed Mookie Betts when you had the guy.
Or you could do what most elite, like the Los Angeleses, the New Yorks do, and just sign both because they're both great players.
Yeah, and you're the Boston fucking Red Sox.
Right, you're a top 5 payroll
and you
every
have
year.
Money. Yeah, like, again, all of a sudden we were a fucking farm system program with a fucking Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, exactly.
The fuck are we doing? And I'm sick and tired of being a Red Sox fan and watching my team who tells me all the time they speak that they want to win and we're in to win, trading our best players.
For nothing.
Yeah. You know how many of the guys are on the team that we got from Mookie Betts? Connor Wong. You know what he's doing? He's batting under 200.
And he's basically replaced by a rookie that's never played in the MLB until this year.
Honestly,
unbelievable.
All-star. He's going to be an all-star.
But that's my point, though. He's one of the centerpieces of that deal, and he's the only one left from the deal. Verdugo's with the Braves still, or did he get cut?
Yeah, he's with the Braves.
And then Jeter Downs, who was actually the biggest prospect in the deal, I think is playing as like a backup in Japan right now.
Yeah, literally out of the fucking league. For Mookie Betts.
And he's only like 25 still, and he's not already out of the league.
Yeah. For Mookie Betts. And now, 5-6 years, whatever the hell it is, you trade Rafael Devers. Literally, the timing could not be worse for Red Sox fans. It's fucking
a good point.
Unbelievable.
Do you think they use that goodwill on purpose to make the trade now? They don't want to do it when they lose 5 in a row.
I don't think it matters.
But the timing is the only thing that fucks me up. You're cheap. We all know John Henry's cheap. We all know Breslow and hates him. So pretend he had to go. Why don't you do like not announce it, like tweet it, but I mean like let the clubs know, hey, we're looking to move Devers, send me your offers. You're gonna have what 18 teams calling you at minimum, probably.
But the thing is, it
And
was
they won't
never
take all
about the
money.
return.
It's because they won't take all the money. So
Exactly.
you're only talking about probably teams that are desperate, maybe even the Blue Jays at that point, because like we can't fucking sign any of these guys. And I think there was a report is us, the Phillies and the Giants called, I believe.
I think so. Yeah,
And then
there were only a few teams we talked to,
and
but
the
I
Giants were
had
the most aggressive, and they were willing to eat all the money.
exactly. And I think that's what it was. At the end of the day, I feel like you almost like, as a Red Sox fan, I would not trade Rafael Devers. However, you could convince me.
Exactly.
If it was the trade deadline and you said, oh shit, the Red Sox just traded Rafi Devers to Team X and they got 2 of their 5 top prospects and a serviceable Major League Baseball player.
Sure.
Or a star player, maybe. Even if you would have done a trade where you got, like you said, oh, we trade him to the Giants, who'd we get? Logan Webb. Okay, well, that's a fucking ace.
Yeah.
You put him with Crochet. Again, I still probably don't make I would want more than that.
Right, exactly. But you can
now
talk
you're at
yourself
least
into
talking.
It.
We got nothing. We got 2 guys. Again, Jordan Hicks is not a prospect. He's been in the league.
He's a failed starter, by the way.
Correct. He has a 6.87 ERA.
And he's like 30.
And he's 28 years old.
Yeah,
he's not young. Harrison's only 23. I get that. He's a lefty, but he's been up in the league for like a year and a half, 2 years, and he stinks.
And the other 2 are like, I don't think if they're even allowed to drink
legally.
They've even
sniffed anything. They're babies.
Yeah.
They're babies.
And then another thing
that's a shot in the dark. That's not, you can't bank on that.
The thing that proves they didn't give a fuck about the return, and obviously because of the package they ended up getting, but when you even take a call from the Giants, who have the 2nd worst farm system in baseball, so you know you're getting, even if you get their top 2 prospects, what is that, like the 150th ranked prospect in the league? You would have to. I'm asking for Logan Webb. I'm asking for even Adames, even though they just signed him. You need a MLB All-Star caliber player, and maybe even more for a guy like Devers.
Yeah, 100%.
And like I said, I just keep, because it's easy for me because I'm a Blue Jays fan. But you're telling me like a team that's a little above the Red Sox, that is clearly going to be in the wild card mix. A Blue Jays, a Rays, a Phillies, teams that have stacked farm systems will 100% be in the mix for Devers if it was the trade deadline.
Yeah.
And that you're fighting against each other, bidding against them. The Phillies hear the Blue Jays are offering this guy and that guy. They hear the Phillies are offering this guy and that guy. They up the offers. What the fuck? What the timing is the thing that makes no sense to me. None.
Yeah.
You save just as much money if you trade him in a month of the deadline than you do today. So I don't understand that. I think Breslow got the orders. Get this guy off my fucking books. I don't care if you do it today or in a month. Yep. And then Breslow said, good. Oh, I got the green light. See ya. Get the fuck out today.
Again, I just sit here and I go, again, like you can't explain to me that it's just gross. It's a disgusting move. It's
money from Henry, a money order, and then it's a ego order from Breslow saying, "Oh, I got the green light from management to cut your." I've been waiting for this fucking green light all my life.
They were butthurt because the player told them to go screw. Because they, again, the reason why the player was disgruntled was because of them. It wasn't because of it wasn't a contract situation. It wasn't all of a sudden he just became an asshole. It was nothing like that.
Because we've never heard a single thing about Devers personality-wise.
Never. And I know what's going to happen because it's already come out a little bit, and it will get worse. They're going to say he was a cancer in the clubhouse. He was a problem in the clubhouse. He was this. Nobody has come out. Not one player, not one coach, not the manager at all has come out. And now, again, things might come out over the next couple of days by the time you see this, if you're watching this right now. But again, I feel like with the track record that the Red Sox have given us, why the fuck would you believe anything that comes out of their mouths anyway?
They don't deserve any sort of leeway here until you find out concrete something happened.
Yeah, because everybody that leaves, they talk shit about on the way out. They traded Mookie. Oh, well, it wasn't about how they were cheap and didn't want to pay him. It was, he didn't want to be here. He didn't like Boston. He wanted to be here. And Mookie came out and said, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
I love
He still
playing in
talks
Boston.
glowingly about Boston.
Yeah,
Still,
he was like, I love playing in Boston. How could you fucking not? When the Red Sox are humming, there is no better city of fans. And I know I'm a homer, but it's true.
And not even that. It's just Boston
true.
is known as like a top 3 at minimum sports city in the country. And the Red Sox, if every team in Boston is doing great, the Red Sox are pretty close to the Patriots, number 1 on the list. To be honest,
the Patriots have probably overtaken them just because football's a juggernaut.
The Red Sox,
when the Red Sox are good,
the
Red Sox are good, they are as close to the top team in the city. And when we were kids, I know you're a little younger than me, but like when we were kids and I was a kid, it wasn't even fucking close. It was the Red Sox and everybody else.
Even I remember like when I was like 5 or 6, it was right before Brady started. It was like the Patriots might have been 3rd behind the Celtics at that point.
The Patriots are probably 4th. Because we are a hockey town.
I wasn't a big hockey guy.
I'm not a huge hockey guy, but we are a hockey town. We are
we're everything. We're everything.
Yeah. And I would say before the Patriots started winning, I think they were the 4th team.
Oh, that's probably
in the city.
Because they only had like 2 Super Bowl runs and they got dog walked in both of them.
Yeah.
Before that.
So again, it's just like as a Red Sox fan, it's just like, why the fuck should I invest what I invest in this team? Like, I love this team. It's basically part of my blood.
You are looking to cling, and every other Red Sox fan are looking to cling on to anything from how bad this season has been. You finally find a fucking rafter in the water. You're finally going to get out of drowning. We swept the Yankees. We won 7 out of 10 or something like that.
Yeah, no, 8 out of 10.
Cooking. All 3 of our top prospects are up. Bregman's on the mend in a couple of weeks. Oh my God, we're fucking. The Blue Jays got swept, so we're catching them too.
Yeah,
amazing.
We're going to take off.
Yeah, and then trade our best player for people that probably none can. You know what's fucked up? Jordan Hicks might have the lowest ceiling out of anybody they traded for, and he might have the biggest effect on the big league roster.
Yeah, he's going to be on the big league roster, and it's just fucking stupid. And it's
that's like us trading Vlad right now. Why would I give a fuck about the team the rest of the year? Why would I care? We're cooked. Like before we got swept by the Phillies, we were right 8 out of 10. And it's like we trade Vlad. I'm like, why should I be happy about us going on a winning streak at any point?
And I know what they're gonna say. Again, they're gonna come out and they're gonna say, well, he's a malcontent and blah blah blah. They won't come out and say that because yesterday on Twitter they put a fucking thank you video up there.
And they literally said, I think the catch was literally thank you, Rafael.
Yeah,
I was like,
fuck you, man.
Nothing else.
Yeah, like, fuck you. And it's just like, I just know what they're going to say. They're going to say, well, we don't really have enough spots to play everybody.
Trying to get the young guys.
And it was roster flexibility. And now we can play Roman every day. He can be the DH because we don't really want him to be in the field because he's not that good of a fielder. But, he's okay. But, he can be the DH. And then we can move. Oh, we're flexible financially. So we want to make a move at the deadline even though we're not going to because we're cheap. And we always say we're going to do something. And we never fucking do. Except trade our franchise fucking players.
Would you be that surprised if, considering his contract situation, if they traded Bregman at some point? Because he has an opt-out after this. You think they might get nervous he's opting out and they trade his ass?
No, I feel like because of this, they have to make sure he commits.
But do you think they give a fuck about that?
No.
Exactly, that's my point. Would you be floored if they traded Bregman in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
You would be floored? You'd be shocked?
No, I wouldn't be shocked. Maybe floored.
You can't be shocked by anything at this point.
I mean,
but that's my point. Though,
again, what are they going to do? I feel like Meyer has played a lot better at defensive third base than I thought. So I hope that doesn't give him the thought of well, we can just play Meyer here all year, and then we can play him all year. And so, but Breg, it was just dude, your lineup was going to be when Bregman came back.
Yeah.
Your lineup was going to be fucking loaded.
You have all 3 of the young guys. You have Bregman. You have Devers. That's 6 right there.
And you have Narvaez, who's a fucking animal.
Duran, who's not ass by any means.
No, Duran's good. Fucking Abreu's coming back.
You're going to have 1 or 2 maybe guaranteed outs on the lineup.
It's that's what?
And an ass AL. And you just dog walk the best team in the AL. And you guys are not that good, and you're still sweeping the Yankees, is my point. So the AL's wide, the division might be wide open.
Oh, my God. And look, I still think we can make the playoffs without him. I do.
Yeah, that's how awful the AL is, yes.
Yes, but at the same time, it's again.
Do you even want to?
I'll put it in the most no, I don't want them to succeed. Not for the players.
More money, more playoffs.
Not for the players, but fuck upper man. You can fucking kiss my ass.
Well, if you guys make the playoffs
Boston
this year,
had the willpower to not hey, they're on the road for a week and a half. I want the city of Boston anybody, and I get it, it's a lot of money, and I understand. But if anybody has a ticket to that first fucking home game, they should not go. They should not fucking imagine.
They need like
first
a
game
like
back
a
if there was like a dozen
who's
fans
from around
there.
here, like one of the Wahlbergs to like buy out every ticket for a game and then just not show up.
Oh, that's what we.
need.
It would never happen.
No.
It would never happen. But if that, fuck you, man. That is just such a kick in the balls. It is such a kick in the balls.
And again, if you guys just lost 7 in a row, it would probably feel less depressing than it does. It would still feel awful, but you know what I mean? It would feel you were on such a high. I had Red Sox fans. I couldn't even go on Twitter.
Oh, we were feeling it. The vibes were high, man. The Red
Sox just swept the Yankees. I'm like, I'm fucking out of here.
The vibes were high, man. I'm not joking. It was like, all right, we're back, baby. Let's go.
Someone said this almost feels like the Tatum injury. It's like, why should I even
eventually going to come back?
But it was true. But like, you know, the point, like, it already ruined next season. So you already don't care about next season, really. But like, you can't find it in yourself to actually not want the team to win.
No, I'm gonna root for the team.
But then also, guess if you guys make the playoffs this year, that could be the worst thing that could happen to your team. It could be. The owner's like, oh my, you see what we could just do whatever the fuck we want. We just walk in and make.
Yeah, but they already thinks that anyway.
But they're gonna feel vilified now, and Breslo's gonna feel he might get a 9-year extension. If that happens.
And it's not that I feel bad for Breslow, but they did the same thing to him that they did to Heim. Heim blew him, the last guy. They said, hey, we're not signing Mookie, get rid of him.
Dombrowski was the last GM they actually had. They just want yes man and analytics nerds in there now. They don't give a fuck about anything else.
And it's like, should Heim have gotten a better return for Mookie Betts?
Yes,
absolutely.
Obviously.
Should Craig Reslow have gotten a better return for Rafael Devers? Absolutely. But again, the thing is different to me. Because Heim was just you made a terrible trade.
Mm-hmm.
You made a terrible trade. The purpose wasn't the return. The return did not matter. It was, we found a team that will take the whole contract, whatever. Just make it work.
I almost think that's similar to the Mookie thing, only because Heim made a fucking awful trade, obviously, but he shouldn't have been in the position to have to have traded Mookie Betts. You should have already had the ownership. That's where the ownership should have came in. You should have already gave him his fucking money. So Heim never had to have traded him.
Yeah.
So
fucking ridiculous.
In this instance, you already had money and they still traded it as.
Yeah, it's disgusting. I'm disgusted. I'm embarrassed. And I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
I hate to do this to you, but I am a big fan of it.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But it's like,
bro, swept by the rivals. And they were celebrating like they won the World Series. They didn't give a fuck that they got swept.
Yeah,
they didn't give
why
a
not?
Shit.
They just got a fucking stud and gave up nobody. Who they gave up does not affect their roster at all.
And then you had Yankees fans just getting swept by the Red Sox and doing backflip. They don't give a fuck that they just got swept.
Because that's another thing. Because Rafael Devers, Yankee fucking killer.
It was nice. It was Father's Day yesterday because that was the Yankees' father.
Yeah, Yankee killer fucking murders Garrett Cole
and did it again this weekend.
Yeah, hit a home run. Yes, literally his last at bat for the Red Sox, he hit a home run to give us a cushion, a 2-0 lead instead of 1-0. And then they're like, "Thanks, see you at
And then Yankees fans
make a scene and walk on the plane. And I was gonna say we didn't even get into it because we started going everywhere. But like Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, you see what they did to Mookie 5 years ago. You see what they just did to Devers. When it's time for you to make a decision 4 years from now. What about what you just saw would honestly make you be like, yeah, and not even that. How about any free agent
outside free agents? What if like it already happened, but what if Soto and Shohei were a year or two from now? They're like, we just saw what you did with your own fucking players. Never mind outside players.
Those are homegrown. Mookie was a homegrown guy. Like Devers was here since
Xander was part of the right
decision,
decision, but Xander was also a homegrown guy.
Yes, these are homegrown guys that were in our system since they were teenagers.
Get the fuck out.
And we said, fucking get out of here.
And Boston is all some of them know because they came over from overseas. They've never lived in another city in America before. Yeah.
Devers and Bogarts specifically.
Literally.
They were international signings. So we signed them when they were like fucking 15 or 16 years old.
All they know is Boston, Massachusetts.
All they know is the Red Sox. All they know is Boston. It's all they know. And they were core members of the team. And you said, yeah, we don't give a shit. Thanks for the memories. Fuck off.
1 World Series, 1 MVPs in Mookie's case, the All-Stars.
And if I'm Roman Anthony and I'm sitting here going, all right, do I want to be here for the next 10 years? So in 5 years, I'm going to, even if I have the next 4 years fucking rule, I'm going to sign a 13-year contract so you can trade me in year 4.
He's the most highly touted out of all of them at that age when they were all 20. If they were all 20, Roman's the most hyped up one out of any of those guys. More so than Mookie, more so than Xander, more so than Devers. And he's like, well, if I live up to this hype, what the fuck are you going to do to me?
Get the fuck, yeah. Oh.
You have a special guest again?
Yeah, Lou's like, you're yelling.
How did Lou feel about it?
He's pissed.
He's mad, yeah.
Look at him. Watch. He's going to turn his head. Watch his scowl. Ready? See how pissed he is?
Yeah, he's pissed. He's turning his back on the team.
He's going to headbutt me right now. That's how pissed he is. Yep, there he was.
He pretends you're Breslow.
He knows I'm yelling. He's like, I hear him yelling. Let me go calm him down.
He's like, he must be talking about the Red Sox game.
Yeah, he's like, he was like this yesterday too. I was just talking out loud yesterday, bro.
Oh, when things happen, I just talk to myself in the house.
It's truly like, and this is a sports episode, and this is part. This is good. This is part of it. When you sign up, and you're a sports fan, and you're really into it, and you're diehard, there's fucking misery.
There's a chance we're like this if some of these Celtics rumors that came out recently.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, in the next week and a half, fucking yeah. And like, there's just a side of misery to it.
Oh yeah.
And it's awful. And this is just with the Red Sox. It's different because the Red Sox are like, I'm a baseball guy. I grew up and like, yeah, I love all sports and I really love football and the Patriots and like, but like, and I love I love all sports, but the Red Sox, when you grow up, especially
everybody has the number one, even if you love them all. Yeah.
And especially when it was the, the 90s before they won, like the Red Sox were the team. Right. And I grew up and they were my number one. And it's just like, and the thing that sucks is I've been very angry with my owner, John Henry, and I've wanted him to sell the team for the last 3 to 5 years. But at the same time, it's the greatest fucking owner in the history of the team. We won 4 World Series with him. You know how many we won before him? 0 for 86 fucking years. So I hate him. I fucking hate him.
I don't blame him. Liverpool fan, every ownership group he owns hates him, by the way.
Yeah. I fucking hate him. If I saw him in the street, obviously I'm a fucking normal human being. I'm not going to assault anybody, but I would tell him to fuck off. If I saw him in the street, I'd be like, hey, Henry, go fuck yourself. Like, I would very clearly make it so he heard me and how I feel about him.
I don't blame you one bit.
I fucking hate him. And I hated him before this. I haven't gone to a Red Sox game since 2020 because I'm not giving them a fucking cent of my money, those cheap fucks. And yesterday was just another, maybe the worst example of who they fucking are and how much they fucking care about this baseball team. And the answer is they don't.
It just makes no sense in any aspect, literally.
Yes, and I'm not inside baseball. I've been watching it. I feel like I know a decent amount. I feel like I can talk about it. Find me a baseball person who tells me how that trade makes sense.
Oh, I can name quite a few Giants fans that think it makes sense.
Well, yes, but how the Boston Red Sox are a better team today
or in the future
than they were yesterday or moving forward.
If they traded Devers on Section 10, the podcast we've talked about, love those guys.
Yeah.
They said, you almost expected all these baseball days. Like, I expect Vlad to get traded at some point. He's not going to spend 14 years with the Blue Jays. He's either going to get traded or retire before that happens. If Devers gets traded in year 7 of the 10-year deal, no one's complaining. He's probably won a couple World Series. He might have won MVP, a couple batting titles. If he gets traded when he's 34, 35, you're not fucking this upset.
Yeah, whatever.
He's 28 and the second best in the MLB right now.
Arguably, like, not even in his prime yet.
Yeah, especially for a DH.
Or like entering it now. It felt like he was usually 22 to 30. I mean, 28 to 32, 28, 33.
Especially when you're just a slugger. That's all you do is slug. That your prime could be 35.
Ortiz was fucking crushing it until he was 40.
Right. You can do that forever.
That's all he has to do is hit. But like, yeah, it felt like he was kind of the way he, besides the start, the way he had been approaching at bats and the way he had been hitting, it felt like this was going to probably be his best season ever.
there was a stat. He's already only 8 walks away from his career high for most
Yes.
walks he's ever had in a season, and we're
Yeah.
a month and a half into the season.
Yeah, so he was a lot more patient. He was swinging at good pitches. He was really like, again, he had that first 4 or 5 games, which was dreadful, and that set him back big time. Like he's still only hitting like 280 or something like that. But since that week, he's batting like 330.
Yeah,
like he's fucking unreal.
He's top 3 behind Judge and Ohtani, probably the third best hitter in baseball right now.
And it just felt like he was entering his prime. And like you said, after the week we had, it just felt like, oh shit, here we go, Devers and the kids. Like this is going to happen.
I wasn't happy about it. We got swept. You guys swept the Yankees. Right behind us. Now I was not happy about it at all.
Brutal.
And then, boy, did you should have saw my smile when I saw that tweet.
Brutal. And now I have to listen. I have to see my pipsqueak fucking GM get out there
tonight
on a fucking Zoom call and I'm telling you, roster flexibility, financial flexibility.
Flexibility will be said 49 times. Right now.
Yep. And I'm gonna sit here and fucking vomit all over this desk.
I will be in the chat tonight to watch you react to that live.
It's gonna be gross. And I'm gonna puke. They're gonna sit there for 20, however long it is, 20 minutes.
It's on a fucking Zoom call, by the way.
They are gonna sit there and lie their fucking asses off to everybody, and everyone's just in the fucking media. Nobody's gonna have the balls to ask them a real question
because they won't be allowed back in the building.
Exactly, because that's how things work nowadays. Nobody can ask a hard question because the team will just not give you access if you ask a hard question, because everything always has to be lollipops and rainbows. Where the first question should be, what the, obviously, not how
you gotta say.
The first question can be like, make this make sense, Craig.
Or you could ask the most simple question and not be like aggressive with it. Why now? Just why now? That's it. Why now?
Oh, it came together quickly, and we
like the package.
We like the package. We like the players we got, and it gives us so much flexibility. We got Yoshida coming back, and this kiss my ass.
Yoshida can't even hold his arm up straight, but you see the video of him throwing a baseball.
Yeah, no, he's gonna be the DH, and it's like
he might not have an arm. He might have one arm.
And I don't dislike Yoshida.
No, but he can't hold his arm up. Literally, legitimately cannot put his arm up.
Ridiculous. Oh. Anyway.
Well, hopefully no one else gets traded by the next episode.
Oh. I need a lobotomy.
Renzo could use one.
Fucking A, bro. I don't even know. I'm almost positive that if the right type of person was in front of me yesterday, I would have gotten a fight.
Oh yeah,
that's how angry I was. I would, and I haven't gotten in a fight since high school. Physical. Had a couple scuffles.
Leave it to Craig Breslow to change that for you.
But I swear to God, if somebody would have crossed me and said something wrong, that might have been it. Might have went off the handle. Oh my God. Holy shit, CJ. Anyway. Fuck! Anyway.
Can't wait for Friday night when Devers is at first base and batting second with the Giants.
He's gonna fucking hit like 5.
He might hit one over the ocean that's out in right field in the Giants.
He's gonna hit one like 600 feet,
and he might legitimately walk around the bases. He might literally just walk.
I would be looking right up at the GM. I would make sure if I was Devers, I'd be like, "Hey, where's the GM? Where's the opposing GM sit?" And I would just be staring at him the whole time, staring at him.
I'd call him after the game for him.
Disgusting. That is so gross. That is so gross by the Red Sox.
But again, never mind against the Red Sox. With that little short porch with McCovey's Cove, he might hit 70 home runs a season over there.
I mean, there's probably a guy that has connections that could probably help him get there too. Just saying.
Allegedly.
Maybe.
Last person hit 30 home runs.
The cream. It's about the cream. Oh, Devers will hit 30 home runs the rest of this year, probably. He'll go fucking
15
off.
15 or 16. Yeah, he's easy.
He'll go fucking off. He'll hit 50. He'll go off. Watch. You just watch. And I'll just be sitting here going, well, I gotta, and again, he's been good, so like I'm just saying his name.
He's gonna be your Brad Marchand.
I'm gonna be sitting here going, oh great, who's batting cleanup tonight? Abraham Toro. Cool. All right.
And your new leadoff batter, Rob Refsnyder now.
Yeah,
Duran's batting like 5th or something.
Listen, look at these guys have been okay, but they're fucking.
But
they're not everyday
they're
players.
Not gonna keep doing this. They're not gonna keep doing this. So
they're not everyday players. They are fucking rotational guys. Abraham Toro's batting 340.
If you had this exact same rant and blurred every time you said someone's name or a team, someone would think you're talking about the Pirates or the Reds.
Yes. Not the
the way they
Boston
handle
Red
the crowd.
Sox.
It's so crazy. It's really just so insane.
One of the premier franchises in all of sports.
Sports, yeah, not even baseball. Yeah.
All of sports. Disgusting behavior. Sell the fucking team. Sell the fucking team.
And fire the GM.
Bullshit.
And you know Cora is gonna get fired at the end of the year, like it's his fault too, right?
I hope Cora's pissed.
Quit. I would quit if I was Cora.
Oh, I hope Cora just called them and went, "What? Excuse me? We didn't talk about this when I signed my fucking extension last year that you were going to trade my best guy. Again?
And sticking with a bunch of 19-year-olds that don't know how to play the field and stuff, and then he'll get blamed for it. So that'll be good.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
Anyway, what else is going on? U.S. Open was good.
Yeah. Unbelievable 60-foot putt to end it.
Oh, man, to end it?
God.
Good for that. Oh, tremendous.
Unbelievable.
It was rainy. There was an hour and a half delay.
Yeah.
And then I'll tell you what, that course, bro.
Yeah.
That guy won -1. That was his -1. Like some of the best golfers were like Rory or McIlroy was like +8.
Yeah, I'll say +8 or 9. Yeah.
Scheffler finished like +5, and he's the most dominant golfer since Tiger.
Mile. Yeah.
Like that course was. I would have shot first of all, I would have quit by.
I would have shot at least 700.
I would have quit by the 11th hole.
11th, I would have quit about 4 or 5.
I don't even think I'd make the turn. I probably don't even make the turn.
Not me either.
One of my friends was like, "Oh, I'm shooting 200 at Oakmont." I go, 200?
Oh, the first 9, baby.
I go, 200. I go, brother, we're not finishing. There's no way we're finishing.
We're not finding out my final score.
Are you shitting me?
No shot.
200.
That putt was that was literally the story of the day on my timeline in sports until a certain trade happened. But
yeah, incredible.
That putt was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was a great putt. That was a great putt. A little bit of drama, but not a lot of drama. That was just the drama was the course. The course was brutal.
Everybody was shitting themselves.
The course was brutal, man. But look at it. Overall, it was a good finish. That putt was that was the longest putt to win a major. I think they said in
like 60-something years.
Yeah, 60 years or something crazy. But it was a tremendous. He could have won with the 2-putt. It wouldn't have mattered.
He didn't
but the
need
fact that you fucking
it
hit
made it
like
better.
That's just whipping it out.
We're just gonna pretend he had to hit it.
Yeah. Boom. Just whipping it out right there. That's what that is. So that was good.
It was.
Caitlin Clark was injured. She returned and went the fuck off.
In about 7 step backs from midcourt.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
The undefeated Liberty they beat 9-0.
Yeah,
I think.
Insane. She looked incredible.
Yeah,
so that was the little nice.
He's all right.
But all of it doesn't matter because I hate my fucking baseball team.
We don't care about those sports. It's all about the Red Sox right now. No one cares if the finals are tonight. Devers is no longer a Red Sox. Oh. Has it sunk in yet? Really? Or you gonna wait till the game pitches off tonight? Really?
No.
How angry are you gonna be during that press conference?
Oh, listen, I'm going in knowing that they're lying to me.
They also know they're lying to. They're not
fucking lying.
They know we know they're lying to us, and they're still gonna do it.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Seriously, you should. This will be already done, obviously, by the time people are seeing this. But JPJ will be doing a live stream with Josh for Raw tonight, right when the press conference is happening. Funnily enough, literally the exact same time it starts. Yeah. I think we should do some sort of like shot game every time they say flexibility. You will be drunk on your ass 10 minutes in.
Unbelievable. I'll just put my fingers up.
Yeah, we'll just do a counter live on.
I'm just so you know, Josh, I'm watching Raw and paying attention to you, but I have this fucking nonsense that I have to watch over here. Shit. And every time this fucking nerd says flexibility, I'm fucking tallying. I'd put the over under.
Yeah, let's set it. Let's genuinely set it. We'll say it's 10 minutes long.
10 minutes?
We'll say 10 minutes just to get the
over under 8. 8 times.
I would say I was gonna go double. I was gonna say 9.5 just to get the double digits.
In 10 minutes, you think?
Yeah, that guy is a fucking nerd. He loves saying fucking.
And again, I say nerd endearingly. I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
All right, I say it endearingly. I'm not insulting nerds.
No,
but this guy is an insult to nerds.
He's the worst nerd. The worst kind of nerd.
Unbelievable. Anyway,
all right. Are you taking the over or under 8? By the way, that you said.
I think that's the number. I think it's going to land right on that,
So
but
you
I would
think
go
it's 8?
over to be safe. I would
So
go over.
yeah,
to
I
be
would
safe.
go over as well.
Trust me.
We need 9 to hit.
But here's the thing: like, I need, there are respectable Red Sox writers around this area. They really are. I need one of those motherfuckers to.
One of them has to have enough like tenure that they would not cut him out.
Yeah, like, are they really going to tell Sean McAdam, who's been a fucking like Tomasi, Dan Shaughnessy? These guys have been doing this since before I was born,
since 1920.
Yeah, like, are you gonna fucking ban him from
the?
And those are the guys that need to do it, because
It can't be some like 28-year-old.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's the problem with media. Is I think the older generation. The younger generation aren't afraid to ask those questions,
but they're not allowed.
The teams aren't afraid to tell those young guys, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But the older guys,
they built up too much of a relationship with the club.
They have these relationships. They've known these guys for 20 years. They don't fucking press, and it's like, no, you need to do it. You have to
be the ones that do it.
You're a journalist. You need to do it.
It's not
whether they Belichick you or not. An answer or not, you need to ask.
You don't have to get the answer. That's fine.
Yeah, but you need to say, why did you do this yesterday? Why did this make sense? The return was not good. What is this about? Why is this like the Mookie? We need answers. You can't just say, oh, no. Not good enough. Not good enough. You don't just, it's not every day that you just trade your franchise player.
Nothing.
It's just, it just doesn't happen. And the Red Sox have done it twice in 6 years.
5 years.
Why?
We'll find out at 8 o'clock when you get your fucking face light to.
We sure shall. Bless.
We'll talk about more sports next week.
Yeah, sorry.
Maybe. We can't promise it, actually.
If I wasn't out, I would have went live yesterday.
Yeah, it was just.
I would have messaged you and been like, "You free?" It was Father's Day, So, but if that was a normal Sunday, I probably would have messaged you and been like, "You want to fucking jump on right now?" Because I'll go. Well, fuck it. I'd be even worse.
Which we will be doing in certain situations.
Yeah. You guys think
if yesterday was a normal day, we probably would have been.
If you guys think I'm angry today,
imagine it happened right now.
This is me sitting on it for almost 24 hours.
Yeah,
this is me sitting on it.
Just wait till the Celtics trade Jalen Brown, and I might break my computer on screen.
Bro. Listen, we had 20 years of goodness. I get it.
Sure.
I get it. But fuck John
that
Henry.
Thing fucking comes out like a mudslide though, huh?
I am pissed. And I'm gonna be.
Oh, yeah.
If you're watching this and you're a Red Sox fan and you have tickets to that first game after this road trip, don't go to the fucking game.
Yep.
I would really like that to start. I know it's a loss. I know it's a loss of money. And I know in today's world that sucks. And it's not, I get it. How about this? How about you don't show up for the first 2 innings? How about that? Is that
fair? So
they
think it's empty.
Is that fair? Can we have like a 3-inning fucking protest?
Okay, there you go.
Go to the field, but stand outside. Go, fuck you. We're not going in there. Kiss my ass. Until inning 3, you can go in there.
There you go.
I don't know. Or how about go to the game, but don't buy anything? We got to do something.
Figure it out.
Because they don't care. They're just going to keep doing this shit because they're going to sell out every fucking game.
I almost can't wait for this press conference more than a game tonight.
Oh, I'm fucking furious.
I'll be right there with a nice drink and a snack and ready to watch that.
Oh, boy. All right, we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Sorry, I dominated today.
I was very looking forward to that. I hope I never have to do what you just did on stream.
I hope I never have to, but with this team, I'll be doing it in 5 fucking years.
Yeah, we'll just set a clock every June.
If we're still doing this 5 years from now, which I hope we are, I'm sure fucking Roman Anthony will get traded for a bag of dicks like Rafael Devers did yesterday.
But we'll hopefully be live, and then that's where the real shit happens if we're live.
Oh, disgusting. Anyway, why don't you plug all the wonderful things we have going on at the Hive? Good sir.
Well, this will be out on Wednesday morning, Tuesday afternoon in the States. Tuesday evening in the States. We have obviously a wrestling show every Friday and Thursday in the night in America. A lot of wrestling coming up, JPJ.
Oh yeah.
And Josh just announced that we will be giving away All In to somebody.
Heck yeah.
AEW's big pay-per-view coming up in Texas, right?
Yes.
So go to the Hive_media on all your social media platforms to enter that. You have the Substack with Bryn, Peggy, and our newest member DC.
Hell yeah.
JPJ is teased maybe a couple things coming in the works over
Potentially.
there. Who knows? Especially all the new sports games coming out over the summer and end of the summer.
Yep.
Me and JPJ will probably be doing some sort of college football dynasty or something when the game comes out next. What is it? 3 or 4 weeks from now, right? Not very long.
July. If you pre-order, you get it July 7th.
So less than a month.
Yes.
There you go.
I think they're doing a gameplay deep dive. I want to say either this Thursday or next Thursday.
There you go. We might touch on that if it's out by the time we record.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, watch alongs for every Raw, some SmackDowns with me and Josh. JPJ and Josh do Raw, which they'll be doing tonight as we're recording this, not tonight when you're watching. AEW will be Josh. I don't think he's announced to yet, but probably you and maybe Stu for the All In
for the way
show.
We got Peggy.
Evolution will be Peggy and Josh.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'll be on the other WWE PLEs for the most part. Me, JPJ, and Josh are kind of the crew for the WWE PLEs. But obviously Peggy with the all women's wrestling event.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a lot of good things. Josh streams every day, just about GTA yesterday, Red Dead, kind of like a variety games, old WWE games, which I love watching those old storylines.
Yeah,
how fucking terrible they are.
How
so funny.
insane they are.
The guys like living in a bug truck or something. That's creative though. Like a guy's living out of his fucking dad's van. Yeah. Like that's cool. That's fucking thoughtful.
I like it.
But yeah, and then you got to listen to me and JBJ bitch about something every Wednesday and Friday. So there you go.
Yeah, today was extra. Oh man, I'm fucking.
We will hopefully have nothing to rant about next week, but we probably will. But we could hit on the NBA Finals will probably be done by then, regardless of who wins.
Both of them might be actually.
Yeah, Stanley Cup Finals as well. The NBA draft will be right around the corner. The Celtics might have made a trade. There's rumors we might be trading into the top 10 all of a sudden today.
Who the fuck? Okay, all right. Well, okay. First of all, if we're trading into the top 10, you're trading to get the number 1 pick. Cooper Flag.
You got to say bye to our boy, though. If that
okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying you got to be prepared for that. If that trade happens, I can guarantee even JPG's at work, we will fucking FaceTime each other and come on. Jaylen Brown gets traded for the first pick. We will be live for that.
I would try to get the first pick, and then I would still try to get Giannis.
With the pick, okay.
I would trade Jaylen Brown. Listen, I love Jaylen Brown. We talked about it. I love Jaylen Brown. Yep. But if you're getting Giannis, it's a superior player.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So if you could make a deal for Giannis, and then you tell me that we got Giannis next year, and then we can swing the other guys with maybe some other stuff to get the number 1 pick.
Well, we'll touch on this. This will be a little bit of a longer episode, but real quick, we'll do 2 minutes on this. KP, Kristaps Porzingis, apparently has been coveted by the Suns. What do you think about KP and a couple picks for Mr. Durant, perhaps?
I mean,
close enough.
Okay.
It'd probably be KP and Hauser.
Well, Hauser's got to go. He makes too much money.
The 27th pick or whatever pick we have, and then next year's first as well.
That's fine.
Why would you not do that? Even if KD's a rental, what the fuck are you giving up? You're dumping KP anyway this year. No brainer. And then you know how much we love Durant, so
we're probably getting rid of Drew.
I'm fine with that as much as I love Drew.
Yeah,
I'm fine with Drew. We can get, no offense, a Devers package for KP or Drew, and I'd be fine with it.
Yeah, I think personally, and I'm still on the camp that we're not going to trade Jaylen. Yeah, I think the 3 that are definitely we're keeping are Tatum, Brown, and Derek White. I feel like those are the 3 guys. And I feel like if the right deal is out there, we'll get rid of. I would keep Pritchard too. Those would be my 4.
Best contract in basketball.
Yeah, I feel like those would be the 4. I would be like, if we got to try to keep these 4, because Pritchard has a great contract and he can win 6th man of the year literally every year. The way they use him.
He might start next year.
Yeah, he's probably going to start next year because we're on Tatum. Yeah, but other than that, I think even with Pritchard, I think for the right deal, anybody's on the table with the exception of Jaylen, Jason, and Derek White. However, if you can trade Jaylen or Derek White to get a guy like Giannis, you do what you got to do. Because I think if you make a move like that next year with Giannis being the guy while Tatum's out, I think they're a playoff team.
Honestly, I think if we made no moves, we're still going to make the playoffs. How bad the bottom half of the East is.
I agree. And if Tatum, for some reason, can come back and he looks even 75%, you never know.
Right back.
Fucking look what the Pacers did, dude. The East still sucks. So
I think the Tatum injury is going to send all these other East teams into a fucking frenzy to try to make these.
I think they're going to be like, now's our
you saw
time.
the Magic. The Magic just traded 5 first-round picks with Desmond Bane.
Okay.
I like that trade. Call me crazy. I like the Magic.
Okay, well,
trade.
here's the thing. I like Desmond Bane's a good player. That's a lot of picks.
It is, but they're the worst 3-point. Did you know they had the worst 3-point shooting team since the 2015 Lakers this year?
I mean, we saw them in the first round. Their offense, they would have gave us a series if their offense was any good, because they played tough.
You're giving up all late first-round picks, though. I don't mind that. I don't mind that, especially when you
5 of them for like a guy that's like not even an alpha. That's a lot. He's a good player, though. He's a good player.
We'll see. I will never bat a team for being aggressive to getting a star player or a legend star player.
Hey, listen.
Especially when you have 2 young stars that you don't want to piss off in Wagner and Banchero.
Hey, it must be nice. My teams usually give them away.
There you go. So, hopefully the Celtics don't fall into that.
No. But, all right. Where can the people find you, my dude? Because we got to get out of here.
Right here, CJF Writes on X or Twitter. That's about it.
Beauty. You can find me at JPJ Loves Gaming everywhere. You guys know the drill. Thursdays, my day over at Love Wrestling. 9 a.m., Firmly Inc. with Drew. 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Plug out my main squeeze, Between Two Beards, the flagship show over there. We got a big guest this weekend we'll be announcing. It'll probably be announced by the time y'all see this, but we'll be announcing it soon if it isn't. And then you can check me after Dynamite on Body Slam with my man Jose Gonzalez doing Dynamite Up. So, and then everything I do here on the Hive and all that fun stuff in jazz and things. So, all right. I'm going to say it was cathartic, but I don't feel any better. I don't feel any better, CJ.
It needed to be done.
I don't feel any better, sadly. But hope you all enjoyed me being pissed off for an hour. I'm going to go be pissed off for I'm still going to be pissed off by the time we meet. Definitely on Thursday, but by the time we do the sports show next week, still going to be pissed. But appreciate everybody tuning in. Hope everyone has a good rest of your week. CJ and I will see you again in just a few days talking some pro wrestling.
Sure.
But until then, live well, and we shall see you soon. Peace.